And today we are gonna talk about something that is super, super important in this business. And first of all, I want to say welcome to all new partners. Gian is our newest one, so welcome to you. This month, we have actually had, let's see, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 new partners in this team in the month of August, which is really good. If we keep on growing, and we should be able to hit that with maybe 1 or 2 more next month, because the more people we are in this team, the faster we should be able to grow expansionally. And we have had many new customers as well. I big congratulations to everyone that have signed up, their first customers, their second customers, or maybe their 15th customers. You all are doing an amazing job. And I want to start with telling you guys a little story, because this is really important. And one time there was a mom, a busy mom, that had 3 small kids and was overwhelmed. She was working full-time and also had her family full-time, and was alone a lot, and was just completely overwhelmed. And not only did she do that, but she was stuck in her life because she needs to pay the bills. She needed to pay the bills. She couldn't quit her job, even if it was too stressful for her. And not on top of that, she had chronic pain, causing her a lot of pain every day in her life. So if you would have known this woman, you would have seen a person that was very active, that would have been very busy with both kids activities and work. And you may not have thought that right now is the right timing for her. And this exactly woman was actually me when I first got a call about Senzino. I was stuck in a job that I did not feel completed. They kept on increasing the responsibility I had over the company that I was working with, without really seeing much on the paycheck I got monthly. I could not, my husband had just gone down in payment because we moved from USA to Norway, and he earned a lot less in Norway. And we had just bought a big, beautiful house, but the mortgages was high and I had to work. And on top of that, I was in chronic pain. Every day I could not sleep because my neck pain was so bad. I wasn't able to get up from bed. And you have probably heard me talking about this, but this had impacted my life. It was impacting my life so negatively. So I couldn't even come out with my kids when they went camping with their dad. I had to stay back home. I wasn't able to get up from bed by myself. It's not until you're in pain you understand how many times you're moving your body when you're asleep. Every time I tried moving my body, I would wake up screaming. So people would not naturally maybe have thought that, oh, let's talk with Michaela and ask if she's interested in another business opportunity. Because I was stressed out, I was already so busy, and I mean, I haven't even been watching television in I don't know how many years before I found Senzino, because I haven't had time for it. Well, I got a phone call from a friend one day and said, Michaela, I know what type of business we're going to do for the rest of our life now. And I asked a couple of questions, and she's like, I know you have just been studying to become a nutritionist. I know this would be super interesting for you. And she said something about the blood test. She said something about omega-3. And I was stopping her and say, hey, Christina, is this another multi-level marketing company? And she said, yeah, it is. And I was like, we have already tried that. We already said no to that, because we gave it a good try a couple of years earlier. We were in another network marketing company for over 3 years. I was making some good money, but I eventually ended up sick for another cause, for another reason. And my whole organization just crumbled when I was sick during the 4 month. And I was like, no, the amount of effort I've been putting into this is not worth it. So I decided that all direct sales marketing, like network marketing companies, was nothing I would be interested in. But she said, just take a look. If you're not interested, you don't have to, but I think you will find it very interesting. So I come there, and I'm taking a look at this business opportunity, and I'm sitting there with Katrine Mittgård. She's one of our uplines, and then Camilla Stene. She's another of our uplines. If you haven't connected with them yet, please add them to Facebook and Instagram. I will also invite them to our Wednesday meetings, but we probably have to do it on a Saturday morning instead, because right now it's like 4 o'clock in the morning in Sweden. So it's a little bit hard for them to join in this time, an hour of the day. But anyway, I was sitting there. Camilla Stene, she's one of the most gorgeous women you have ever seen. She's a single mom, have 3 kids, is like 45 years old, and is just so like, she has just this aura that you want to be around. And she started telling me about this business, about the blood test, about omega-3, and how it had changed her life. And I was just mesmerized by hearing how this have changed her life. Camilla, she had already been involved in another direct sales company for 12 years. And she was the top 3 earner in that company. And she moved over to start working with Zinzino due to her knowing the owners of Zinzino. She had kind of been watching them for years, and suddenly they invited her home to her house and was asking if she would be interested to join Zinzino instead. And when you have already worked 12 years with the direct sales, you're already the top 3 earner. Why would you do something else? Why would you take a look at another opportunity and start from scratch? And she said, for me, it had everything with integrity to do. Before I was in a direct sales company, we were doing good things, but it was skincare. It was things that, does it really matter? Like if COVID hit, does it really matter for you to have like good looking skin anymore? So for her, it was an integrity thing that suddenly we didn't have to guess. We had the blood test that can prove how the results are looking. There is nothing we don't have to guess anymore, but we can actually prove it to people. I thought I might have some of the tests I have. I have them on the other desk. I was going to show you a test, but it's integrity to be able to work with a company that have blood tests. We're not only saying, hey, people, I'm hoping this is going to work for you, but we're actually having a solution. And what was very interesting to listen to also was that she said that after 2 years with Zinzino, she was making more money than she did after 12 years with the other company. And I asked her, why was this? Because I had some experience from direct sales. I was pretty negative and was very critical, like, yeah. And she was just, what was your struggles in your direct sales? Well, I was having too many partners to managing, and they didn't really do their job, and they weren't very interested. And, everyone was struggling, and you sold the toothpaste here, you sold the skin cream there, and so on. But it was really hard because you don't have the customers are not buying there every single month. You don't know if you're going to sell for $1,000 or $10,000. You don't know. Like, it's a gamble every single month. And she said, yeah, and imagine having a whole structure that you have built with 100 leaders having the same issues. Then imagine having a product that people have taken a blood test before and after, and they see the changes in their blood and they feel the changes in their life. Imagine having a whole organization with 100 people working that everyone have just 10 customers or 15 or 20, but they buy it every single month. That is the difference between companies and having a stable organization that we can lean back on. And I have seen that, I've experienced that, and I also had to take a couple of months off last summer. It was in May last summer, and it was personal stuff, but it was a trauma that came up to the surface that I didn't even think about, but my body just suddenly felt like you need to handle this right now. So I had to take some time off, Zinzino, and you know what? I kept on getting the payments monthly. My organization did not crumble. The customers kept on buying, and it was amazing to see that I had that stability. And a lot of the clinics we have been helping with Zinzino, chiropractor clinics and alternative medicine clinics down in Oslo and in Switzerland and so on. Because of the extra income they had during COVID when they couldn't have clients in their clinics, they said, I most likely have been able to survive this thanks to Zinzino. For that extra income have helped me pay the rent and the bills that I've been needed during COVID. So it's pretty amazing what we're doing. And today I wanted to talk about the power of storytelling. And I also want to talk about time management. And I also gonna talk a little bit with Marie Sofie, one of my people in Canada, and she is a nurse. And also, so she can tell you a little bit about her story, because everyone's health story is not going to be straight. Everyone will not see amazing results in 4 months. So it's up to us to help the client understand that we have been destroying our body for the last 10, 15 years. That is why we're having symptoms today. Symptoms doesn't come overnight. It doesn't come because you had bad ice cream yesterday. It is something we have been building up for a long time, and eventually we will react so badly. So yeah, maybe I feel bad today because I had ice cream yesterday, but I wouldn't have had that when I was 10 years old. It's something we have been building up to because we have not taken care of our body. So, Marie Sofie, are you unmuted?
Now I am. I'm gonna honor you guys with some light. I don't think my battery will die for a little while if I have it on.
So, Marie Sofie, you're a nurse that originally comes from Sweden and is living in Canada right now.
Mm-hmm.
And tell me a little bit about your health story.
Yeah, sure. Well, I had a lot of issues in my gut for a long time since I was little. With lactose intolerance, a lot of pain in my gut to go to the bathroom, and like some form of IBS, maybe. I just what I think. And then when I moved to Canada, it's 6.5 years ago that I moved to Canada, I started to have more problem with everything I just told you, and also a lot of eczema. I also had eczema before, but it started to be worse. And it came in periods, but the periods just start to never end. So I looked like a raccoon around my eyes with the eczema, and it was also very painful. And then I also started to have pollen allergy when I moved to Canada. Many people get a lot of trouble when they change environment, I heard. so I don't know, but it just gets worse and worse every season with the pollen allergy. So I took a couple of pack of medicine, pollen allergy medicine every season, and so many things I had. What else? um, yeah, the worst thing is the belly and the eczema and the allergy for sure that I have to have. And also I did a bunch of operation before in my life, so I don't have a gallbladder among other stuff. So that hasn't really helped. um, yeah.
Yeah. And when we first took the balance test on you, where were you at?
Oh, I was very high. I was like 25-ish
Mhm.
to
25.
maybe 25, 26. I was high.
Yeah. Yeah, you were about 25 to 1. And the pain in your gut, we were talking about this the other day, because I explained that sometimes it can feel like you're twisting the organs and you're like a rag, and you're like, that's exactly how it felt for me every time I went to the bathroom, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
And it's just good to know, because a lot of people like can think that they're having gut problem with just having some uncomfortableness. And of course, that's also a gut problem. But I just know
Yeah.
you're having a gut issue and you're talking about yours. It's a major gut issue you have had.
No, that's yeah, exactly what you describe as it, and yeah, you cannot wait. You have to go, and then you will be like, you can be in such pain, so you can not breathe. That kind of pain.
Mm.
So and almost every day. Imagine that. So it's not fun. And I forgot to tell you, I also started to have a pain in my joint after I got my child. He's 2.5 years now. So after the delivery, I started to have a lot of problems with that, and they got worse and worse. And I got also strange eczema slash blisters uh, in combination with the joint, the pain in the joint also. So that was weird and painful and scary.
Yeah. And I remember the first time I talked with you, you were like a little bit hesitant. You're like, do you think it might help with my joint pain? No, yeah. And then like we started on the oil, and you were on the oil for 4 months, and then we took another blood test, but you were not in balance that time. You have got it a little bit better, but where were you after 4 months? Do you remember?
I, it was yellow.
Yeah, I think it was
Not
around
remember.
6 to 1.
It was yellow at least.
Yeah. I think it was around 6 to 1. And I also remember your omega-3% have gone from like 2% up to 6% each, but you were not quite in balance yet. And of course, in Canada, they don't have the solution of Aqua X. If we would have had Aqua X, I would have put her on that, but in Canada, they don't have that yet. So she was using the regular balance oil. And it took us a whole year before you took the third blood test, and that one was better. It was in the right ratio, but you were still low on omega-3. So right under 8%, we want to be above 8%. And there is still room for improvement. But after 1 year, because after the 4 months, you were like, I'm still having my eczema. I am still like not feeling much, Michaela. What is this? It was supposed to be 4 months. So how did you feel after 1 year on the balance oil?
No, but I remember I started there in after like 1 year. I started to. It wasn't something that happened like this. It was like not magic or anything. You just start to realize like, I didn't have pain today going to the bathroom, or I don't need a lot of makeup to cover any eczema because I don't have eczema. It doesn't go a lot of makeup. I'm not the makeup girl, so usually I prefer no makeup or a little makeup. But when I had a lot of eczema, I used a lot of makeup, and I started to notice my makeup was unused. So I like, and it just happened a little bit by bit. And then when the pollen season came this year, especially, then uh, I bought the whole package like I used to do, but I only used three tablets this season,
Yeah.
like three pills, not package. So they are unused in my cabin. So yeah, and the joint pain doesn't come as often. It comes sometimes, but it's go over very fast, and it's not no blisters. I haven't seen a blisters since last year. I don't remember. So yeah,
Yeah.
uh, I guess it happened a lot. It's just that it didn't happen overnight. So you should really, you guys who are new and you started with your balance oil and everything, you should really write down all the things that happen, because you will forget.
Mhm.
Some people can have it happen directly, but if you are like me, write it down and you will easily have your story there. Yeah.
Yeah. And even like skin quality, how much moisturizer you need, like it's it's just I
Yeah,
mean
yeah. I'm not dry. Like I used to have. You cannot see. It's dark. Uh, I used to have like I'm bleeding on my hands because I'm so dry.
Mhm.
And this winter was much better. And now it's summer, of course, but in the winter I noticed that it was not that dry as it usually are. So yeah, something is happening for sure.
Yeah, and that's just so fascinating how we can, instead of keep on aging and just
Hmm.
accept our health issues and just age with them, we can actually reverse some of that and like actually get better health. Even if we're getting older and older, we can actually move towards having even better health than, yeah, we're supposed to, according to what, yeah, the world is trying to teach us. Okay, so Marie Sofie, I would love to hear from you also. What is it that intrigues you so much with Zinzino?
To work with it,
Yeah.
you mean? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the main reason that I started with Encino was not the health issue, because the person who contacted me knew about my economic situation at home. So actually, that was what first intrigued me, the way that I could create something sustainable for the future for my family. You see, I live in Canada, but my family on my side live in Sweden, and the family on my husband's side lives in Canada, different places in Europe, Haiti, and Arizona. Uh, and my mother-in-law and my mom live in two different continents. Like my mother-in-law is in Phoenix, and my mom in Sweden. Which means that, and we also have a son, which means that we want them to be able to know their grandson, and our son. I want him to get to know his grandmothers. Very important family, and I couldn't see that happen on regular salary. To be able to travel that much that we want to do. Uh, Everyone wants to maybe travel around the world for leisure, but we really felt the need of traveling for keeping our family, right? So I couldn't see that with a regular salary. And now my friend showed me a way that yes, it's possible. And so that was a major thing that I love with Casino, that I know that this can happen and this will happen. This is on the way to happen. And this is something that my son can have after I'm gone too, which is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was the main thing. But then I also come to Michaela and I told her, like, do you think that this is good for all my health issues? And I just counted up a long list. I have this and this and this and this. So and yeah, so that's a big life changing that I have been doing health wise too. And yeah, so and that's so important also because I want to be as healthy as possible for my son. And I started to get really worried there that I'm gonna be, if I'm gonna be like this, I'm not gonna be able to play with my son. I don't have any problem with that now.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Marie Sofie, for sharing. And I would just love for you to say, if you would have started over your Cincino journey right now, what would be one thing you wish someone told you? One thing you would recommend people to do or learn more about?
Oh, don't miss any of them. Like, don't miss them. Like, even if you have to borrow money to buy a ticket, do that and do a payment plan to that person. Or because to go on events or log in on Zoom, if you're super tired and it's a free event, don't miss any event or trainings. It's so, you cannot tell how much it's worth. And I'm looking forward to the annual event in October. I just need to say that it's gonna be great. I'm so happy that it's online.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, if it was in Globen, I would do everything to try to go there if it's far away because I don't want to miss any more of them.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, events are amazing. You get to learn so much valuable stuff because the reason why it's very easy for me to speak about Cincino when I meet people is because I have built such, I mean, Cincino, I have already built such a belief in the whole company, in the whole system. I've seen what the product does and so on. And you have to build that belief for yourself. And you can't do that through me. You have to do it for yourself. And the only way we can do that is to get more educated. And when you at one weekend are able to meet the scientists, the doctors, the founders, the people that have gone and done this before you, and clinics. The first event I went to in Globen, I heard about this business, I joined. Oh, let me finish up this story. I never told you. So I was sitting there with Camilla Stene and Katrine Mittgård, and they were just like, do you want to join? I'm like, of course I want to join. And they're like, okay, so are you buying the big package? I'm like, yeah, I'm buying the big package. So I'm just sitting here changing my money over from my savings account to the other accounts. I could make the transfer to buy the big package. And I haven't even, like, my husband is not even in town. I haven't mentioned it to my husband. And most women, they are like, oh, let me go and ask my husband. Now, I just knew that he would not approve of this because I've already tried direct sales before. I was like, he loves me, so he will support me. I know that. But I also knew that he is the kind of person that can dissect everything, that it kind of takes the joy out of it. So I was just like doing it. And then I just called my husband afterward and said, hey, I started a new business. I know you're not going to approve about it, but I know you will support me because you love me, and give me 6 months and I will show you that this is the best decision I've ever done in my whole life. That's how that went down. And like I said, we were struggling financially. We had emptied out all our savings accounts because we had bought this new big house. And yeah, it was tight. But after 6 months, he was happy that I did it. He's still happy that I did it. And he is every day telling me how proud he is over what big of, or like how big organization I built and how dedicated I am. And for me, it is so easy because thanks to Cincino, I got my life back. And the only thing I would have redone, like if I would have been able to do this over, I would have loved to know about this company 4 years ago instead of only 2 years ago, because 2 years of my pain and suffering would have been able to be avoided. I wouldn't even have had like needed to be in that pain. And that is how I feel about a lot of people. We don't know who the person is that we're going to talk with next. We don't know how desperate they are for a solution to their problems. And that is what we need to find. We need to find what problems do people have. Do they have a health problem that we can help them with? Or do they have a problem of not knowing what they want to do when they grow old, or they're stuck in a job maybe they are not enjoying fully, or maybe they have just bigger dreams that they cannot reach with the job work they have today. And we don't know that. We cannot assume things about people, because if my friend would have assumed that about me, I may not have been in contact with Cincina. I may not have known about this company, and I may still be in my in my pain, that like my painful life. And it's so funny. It was in the, like, after I've been with Cincina for about a year, I had a conversation with my husband. I was like, you know what? Sometimes I'm starting to wondering if I'm exaggerating my pain I used to have, like how much it disturbed me, how painful it was, and how I started losing hope in life. Because by that time, it had passed a year with being pain-free, and I did not remember how painful it was. And then we went on a vacation, my whole family, and I forgot to bring my oil. I forgot to bring my oil, and I did not take the oil for 4 days. And when I got back home from that vacation, I was in pain again. And it was only like, on a scale to 10, it was only a 4 out of 10, but it was so painful. I got back home, I took like triple the dose of omega-3. I was so mad the whole time because it was so painful. And I told my husband, like, I am not exaggerating my story. I am maybe not even telling the whole story, because it was so frustrating. And I'm a positive person. I don't like talking about negative things, and I like to focus on the good things. But it truly was a challenging time in life. Having 3 small kids and having to suffer through that. So that's the only thing I would love to do over again. Know about this product, about the blood test 4 years ago instead of only 2. Okay, that is a little bit about my story. And that's the thing. If you have problem speaking with people, I want you to think about the person you might talk to. Who is that person? What is their problem? What is their thoughts? What are they daily struggles, and so on. And this is something that is really like, this is an exercise you are doing in any when you're niching your company to anything. So if you would have been a real estate company, you would have known, okay, who is your key person? What's her name? Is it Johanna? She's 35 years old. She have 2 kids. She lives up in Phoenix, but want to really move to Las Vegas because she have her family there, you know. And you just map out the person that is your ideal client. And that is something you should do also in your life, and role play it a little bit. Like, who is it that you would love to help? Is it the mom with brain fog that cannot remember where to put things because her brain has started breaking down because she doesn't have enough with omega-3 in her system? And she starts to be desperate because she feels like, I will never be able to go back to school. I will never be able to learn anything again because my brain don't function. And how about helping her, educate her about EPA and DHA and how we're able to make sure that she have the right building blocks, so she doesn't have to break down her brain in order to feed the baby, but can actually make sure that both herself and the baby have enough. For example, because we are here to solve problems. I have never liked sales. I'm not a salesperson, and every new partner I'm talking with and interviewing, and I'm like, and they're also like, I don't like sales. No, I don't like it either, but I love educating. I love educating people in things that can help them better. Anything from why I don't like plastic bottles. I can talk in 2 hours about that. But I love educating about things that matters to our health, that can improve our life quality, and that can give us solutions to our lives and to, yeah. So that is also something I would love you guys to think, like, what do I love to educate about? What do I want to learn more about? Because now we're moving into the next thing I want to talk about today. And that is, first of all, time management and self-development. Okay, because with Zinzino, you are all supposed to be a big leader eventually. And what big leader means to you, that can be different. I'm just saying that you're supposed to be a leader, and that means that you should be able to take responsible over your own time management, over your own personal development, and perhaps a team. And if that team is 2 people, or if that team is 150 people, that don't matter. But I'm just saying that you are supposed to be a leader eventually. And what do leaders do? Well, first of all, you need a calendar, okay? And this is something I'm doing with people when they say, well, I don't have time for this. Well, I'm gonna tell you something. Every single person on this planet have 24 hours, okay? And the 24 hours you have today, they have been taking you so far, right? And for some people, 24 hours a day will have them have a monthly salary of $2,000. 24 hours a day for someone else might have them landing $5,000 a month. And someone else might have them landing $10,000 a month. But everyone have the same amount of time. It's just a matter of how do we distribute that time. So this exercise is that you take up your calendar. And like I said, Google Calendar is amazing. If you like it digital, I like it digital. And then you take up your week and you block off. So you block off. If you know that you're going to work here, you block that off. Let's say, okay, Swedish calendar starts on Monday. I know United States usually starts on a Sunday, but I will start on Monday and end on Sunday. So if I know I have working time with my regular job, I had a regular job before I went full-time with Zinzino. I worked really hard to be able to go full-time with Zinzino after 4 months, but before that, I did it next to a regular job, okay? I know how it is. So you mark job out. Then it's very important to do family time. So you take another color, and you mark out your family time. Okay, over here, we're doing family time. We're doing family time here. We're doing family time here. And maybe I'm having an extra date there with my husband. Okay, after you do that, you do, okay, are you working out? Put in your workout time. If that is taking a walk, or if it's going to the gym, or if it's hiking a mountain, I don't care. You put in how many hours a week you want to work out, and you put it in your calendar. So I'm going to work out there. I'm going to work out there and there. Okay. Some people work out 7 days a week. Some people do it 3 times a week. So you're putting in your workout in your calendar. And then we are maybe having, if we have kids, we have kids activities, so we mark those away. If we have maybe school, we mark that away. And if we're having other things that are necessary for us to be happy, maybe we're having a hobby. Maybe I'm going dancing for an hour there. And after you have marked away all the necessities that you need to do in your life, that's when we start to looking, okay, when are we able to fit in Zinzino business into your calendar? My kid has stolen my other pen. There it is. So when are we able to fit in Zinzino into our business? And that's when we're marketing it up. That's Zinzino. Maybe that is at the same time I'm taking my kids to gymnastic, and they will be at gymnastic and I will sit and take a couple of phone calls. I will have a presentation here with Zinzino every week. I want to have a presentation here with Zinzino every week. Here is for self-development, meeting, contacting. Okay. And you mark out how many hours you're able to fit in Zinzino into your life without you being overstressed. Okay. But it should be a number where you're comfortable, but at the same time, a little bit challenged. And I recommend everyone to plan for 30 minutes of personal development every day. And that can be together when you're out taking a walk or working out. You can have a podcast that is helping you to self-develop. But this is time management that we need to do in order to get our business moving forward. And we have different things that is creating activity in our business. And it is contacting people and booking meeting, and then execute meeting, and then follow up. The power lays in following up. And when we're talking with a person, a meeting should always lead to a meeting. So if you have a phone call with a person and you were maybe not able to book anything with her because you were maybe not looking to book something right then and there, but you should write it down in your calendar when you should follow up that person again. Yeah. Any questions about time management? No. And I know everyone's schedule looks different. Everyone's life is busy, but it's just a matter of putting it in your calendar and then sticking to it. Okay? Be true to yourself and stick with it. And I would love to see your calendar, and I would love to see how many hours a week you were able to squeeze in with Zinzino. And one day you might be listening to leadership. And that's the next thing I wanted to go over. Go Core, that's the app. Okay, have everyone downloaded the app that is called Go Core? It's Zinzino Go Core. You download it. It's a black app right there. And when you log into Zinzino Go Core, you will have lots of audios and videos where you can learn things. And if you go to, for example, Randy Gage, and you go to Get Started with Zinzino, you'll be able to see that this one it's just between 5 and 10 minutes per thing. So it's very easy to listen to one thing while you're folding your clothes, listening to one thing when you're taking a morning walk with your dog, or listening to one thing in the car on your way to work. So it's just about implementing some daily self-development. And the Go Core app is an amazing tool for us to find good material, high quality material that will help us take our Zinzino business to the next level. Of course, there's many other like inspirational speaker out there. You can always find something on YouTube too, but Go Core is really amazing. So people can have been writing down to their to-do list too, Go Core, and make sure that it's there. And if you don't know how to how to get GoCore working, you go to, I'm just going to see where I'm at. Okay, there. You can go to here, you can go to Cincino.tv. Oh, my computer is a little bit slow today. Huh. My keyboard didn't want to work. I have another one. Cincino.tv. Maybe I have to take that one away too. Okay, so when you're on Cincino.tv, there is lots of learning here too as well. And you can probably just search GoCore. And GoCore app guide. It will show you step by step how you get it installed. And there is lots of different videos back here that will help you set up your web page, how to here, e-learning. You will learn more about the products. You will learn more about the campaigns that we're running. We will, here is GoCore app guide, sharing social media with Cincino mobile app, and so on. Setting up your web account, amending your auto order and payment method, creating a new auto order. So you will have a lot of learning tools back here and back in on Cincino TV, where you will be able to learn different things. How do you log into back office? How to log into your Cincino account, updating, and so on. And then, of course, you will be able to just get a lot of tips. They also have, if you are wondering about the compensation plan, how it works, they have one that is explaining the compensation plan a little bit better. Okay, so there's lots of information to find here on Cincino TV. Okay, that was that. So that was what I wanted to talk about today. I have got one question in, I'm gonna answer. And if you guys have any more questions, write them down or remember them so you can ask me. So I had a question about, is there anyone that wants to say anything first about the other stuff I've been talking about? Okay.
No, just that I'm agreeing with you when it comes to scheduling, because I didn't do that first, and the job with Cincino gets more like sporadic. Is that a English word?
Mm-hmm.
It will just go like one there, and you can make a hobby of that, but you don't make a business of that. So it really helped me, like, to schedule everything.
Yeah. If you want a business salary, you have to treat it as a business. A hobby will have a hobby salary. Okay. The first question I have is recommendation when to take pills and prebiotic fibers and so on. A lot of you starts having customers that might be using more than the oil. I can just start with what I used to tell about the oil first. Everyone have in the back how you're calculating the amount of oil per pound body weight. So you have that recommendations on the back of the oil. If you're ever wondering, it's also on the web page, so you'll be able to find that. The oil is always best to take together with food. And if people have been eating a low-fat diet, they can benefit from starting with only half the dosage a couple of days just to see that it goes pretty well. It's just because some people have been eating so low fat because we have been taught to avoid fat, don't eat the skin on the chicken, only eat lean chicken and so on. So some people are having problems digesting fat, so they don't have the enzymes to cut them into smaller pieces. And if that is the case, we do have the aqua eggs, they specially developed for that, but people can also buy the enzyme called lipase. and they can order that on Amazon and take it together with the omega-3. It's an enzyme that helps cutting it. So that is something that is good to know. It's always best to take it together with dinner. And from my experience, myself, and for my clients, I don't usually recommend people to take it later than dinner time. If they take it with dinner time, that's fine. But if they forget about it and might take it later without food, it might be, I can feel a little bit nauseated if I just take it and go and lay down right away without having anything else in my body. So I always recommend people to take it with food, either with breakfast, lunch, or dinner, but it's important that they have a schedule that works with their life. Some people prefer to do it in breakfast. I put it out with our dinner food on the table when we're eating dinner, and everyone is taking it before they start eating their food. That's how I do it. So I remember that we're always taking it daily. So that is what it's good to know about the balance oil. If we're talking about the prebiotic fibers, it should be taken. It doesn't really matter if you take it together with food or not with food, but it's just easier to remember if you take it together with food. And I also recommend people, when they're starting on the prebiotic fibers, that they start with only a quarter of a scoop and make sure that that doesn't feel too uncomfortable before they go up to half, and then 3/4, and then a full scoop. Most people that have a pretty okay gut health, they can manage on 1 scoop a day. Most people with autoimmune problems, they would benefit from between 2 to 4 scoops a day, and then spread it out during the day. And it's just depending. I started with only 1 scoop. Now I take 2 to 3, maybe 4 scoops some days. Yeah, because it will help. Yeah, what do you want to ask?
You're spacing that throughout the day, right?
Yeah, if I do 4 scoops, yeah, or at least 2 times. I take sometimes 2 scoops at the same time now. So when I'm doing my lean shake, I usually put in extra 2 scoops of this in it if I have it as a meal replacement, for example.
So you can put it with the shake, because I was trying to do your shake and see what.
Yeah, so the shake also have half of a scoop in it. So the shake already contains this, but I just put extra in it. Gotcha. It's just because the gut lining can need some extra boosting, and I have been feeling like I need some extra boosting. So yeah, that's the recommendations. If people have, okay, I usually start with 1, but if I know people have autoimmune problems, I usually tell them, like, hey, if it's finances, try with 1 first. But if you are not really experiencing a lot of health benefits from it, we might have to go up to 2 or 3 scoops for you to be able, because it is like, this is how it is. It is like when you're having a gut that is so damaged, it's like having a bathtub that you're trying to fill with water, but you're only doing it by adding more water without plugging the hole. So the water will just keep on pouring out of the bathtub instead of like really getting stuck and actually be able to fill on. So that is why 1 scoop may be good for some people, but if you already have very bad intestinal flora and you're having very low levels of good gut bacteria, 1 scoop is basically just maintaining the state where it is right now, and it's not able to actually heal. So that's why we might need more more prebiotic fibers and that may not be the whole life, but it may be for the next 6 months or the next year of your life, depending on how you're feeling. So that is 1 thing. Then we also have the Protect and Viva. Hold on for 2 seconds, I will catch them. The Extend is the multivitamin. It's always good to take together with food. And if you're taking 2 tablets a day, I recommend to take 1 in the morning and 1 with dinner. If you're taking 4 tablets a day, you can do 1 in the morning, 1 with lunch, and 2 with dinner. So always with food. The Viva, you can take any time of the day. This is something you use when you start feeling anxious, you have depression, you have lots of stress, you're feeling jitterish, or you're just feeling overwhelmed. You can take 2 tablets anytime, or up to 8 tablets. So it's between 1 to 8 tablets a day. And if you want to take 8 tablets at the same time, that is totally fine. This one only have water-soluble vitamins. So the vitamins will be flushed out, and the saffron, the Viva, like if you take too much, it doesn't matter with this one, but it's the Viva that is very beneficial in mood, in sleep, in depression, in anxiety, and so on. And it will not make you sleepy. It just helps the brain relax in a way that you more easily are able to fall asleep and more easily are able to have a deeper sleep. So this one, there is no right or wrong on this one. A lot of people are loving to take it before they go to bed for having better sleep quality. Some people experience that they are getting too much energy if they take it in the evening, and they will and they benefit from taking it maybe 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and that will have them be more energized in the evening, but fall better to sleep when they go to bed. So there is no right and wrong here. It's very individualized how people are reacting to it. It's just, I love for taking it for sleep. I also love taking it for anxiety and when I feel I'm very stressed. Then Protect is the immune booster. It is extra vitamin D, vitamin C, and beta-1316 glucans. It's 1 tablet a day. That is the recommendation. If I have people with low immune system, or if they're trying to battle something right now, there is no dangerous of taking 2 or 3 of these at the same time too. So when it's flu season, I can take 2 a day. When it's just regular season, I just take 1 a day, and so on. If I feel something coming on, I take more. And I usually take this together with the Extend when I'm eating my food and my omega-3. So you can take all products at the same time when you're eating food. They don't like they work together. Okay. Any other questions? I know we have already run out of time, but if there is any last question.
I just had one more question. Because of the way our government is going, or the world's going, is this product going to be accessible even though we're trying to cut our food supply, energy sources, and all that other stuff? Is this going to be hard to get, or is it going to be easy to get?
I mean, Cincina will do its best to always keep it in stock. It is a Norwegian company, and they're sourcing it from I don't know how many things are actually sourced from the United States. Most of it is sourced from Brazil and other places, like the fruit as a roll and so on. And also beta-glucans is sourced in Norway, and they have the manufacturer in Norway. So I just know that they will be doing their job for as long as possible. And I know the world is kind of crazy, but I don't see it disrupting Cincina for many, many more years. Okay. All righty. Thank you guys, everyone, for coming. I hope that I will see you next week. And if you have any questions in meanwhile, let me know. If you have someone we need to talk with, a potential partner, a potential customer, let me know. My schedule is usually filling up pretty fast. In like, if you know you want to have a meeting, it's good to book it at least 3 days in advance, because usually my schedule gets really, really crowded. Just a couple of, my schedule is always very, very full. but oh, not that week, but anyway. So if you know that something is going to happen in 3 days, I would really love to have 3 days in advance to make sure that I'm able to, because 2 days and before that, it's like, yeah, it gets really crowded. But that's what's really good. Like, if you know you want to have 2 meetings, you can say, Michaela, I want this slot and I want this slot, and I'm going to make sure that someone is showing up for that. And also I wanted to maybe see the status. Would people be interested? Because right now we have only been using the system of you talking with the person and you can show them the 5-minute video and help them get registered. But would anyone be interested of having like a health presentation where I go a little bit deeper and you would invite people to join on Zoom live and go through maybe not only the oil, but also go through the gut health aspect and the multivitamin and the Viva?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Because I was thinking that we should schedule something in like that then, and everyone would have to invite people to get onto that Zoom then. Okay, perfect. I haven't got the time yet or set it, but would you guys think a week or a weekend? I mean, during the week or during the weekend would be most optimal for that? Yeah.
Well, evenings, but we have different times, so.
Yeah, I know you guys have been different time zones. And we might have to do one for Canada and one for United States. That's something we might have to do. And then we can record it and you can use that one too if you go back to someone's house and you can sit there and watch it together with someone and explain also. So we can plan one for Canada by yourself.
People are writing the weekend.
Yeah, because I
people are
think
writing in the chat.
yeah, weekend say David. Okay, and weekend say cuisine. Good. Okay. So do you think weekend in the morning or weekend in the evening? Like
evening, definitely.
Okay, so like Saturday evening or yeah, or Saturday morning. You guys can give me weekend either, okay? Because me as a mom, I usually like doing things in the morning. So I know I have like before we're running out and start doing errands and stuff. But it needs to be late enough for not interrupting the only day you can sleep a little bit longer. And I need to be early enough before all birthday parties and all errands you're supposed to run. So like, and then we are in different time zones. So I don't know if like 10 o'clock Mountain Daylight Time, I mean, 9 o'clock is pretty early in Arizona. Yeah, 10, 11, 12, maybe something around there on the Saturday. Okay, perfect. Are you guys ready to do that next Saturday? So we have a week and a half to invite people to it. Is everyone in my Facebook group, by the way, Mixed Team Cincino? Sure, says Jean. Okay, Jean, I'm gonna invite you. I'm not sure if I have you on Facebook yet. I will ask Hans Erik to invite you. He was supposed to do that. Oh, because he's not on Facebook. That's why. Okay, can you please connect with me, Jean, on Facebook? Michaela Morel. Okay, David is in the group. Okay, perfect. Because I was thinking that maybe I will set up an event and I will link it to that group so you can also send that link, because we can do an event so people can push if they're going to go to the event or not. Okay, perfect. I will follow up that and we'll create something. Awesome.
Try to not have it the same time as the United States have their leader training.
Okay. Do they have that? Do United States have their leader? Yeah. Maybe we'll do it directly after.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay, perfect. So United States, Team Cincino USA, every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Mountain Daylight Time, and 11 Central Time, and then 12 Canada time. They're having team calls in Team Cincino USA. It's a Facebook group. You should really join that Facebook group. And the last team call we had was with Dr. Paul Clayton. He was amazing at that call. He also shared a story about him helping a person that he was diagnosed with Parkinson, and how they completely have reversed his diagnosis. And he was sharing that with the team, and it was really fascinating to learn about. So I would really encourage you to get in that group and see that recording, and also join the team meetings we're having. And it's a lot of other countries are joining in, so don't be afraid when you come into Team Cincino USA and you're seeing like 2,000 partners. It's a lot of European and other partners in there. USA is not that big yet. I am creating the biggest team eventually in the United States, so that's the goal. And yeah, awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for showing up. I hope to see you all next week, and maybe a couple of new faces. So take care. Bye-bye.